Have you ever wondered whether parking yourself in a chair for most of the workday might quietly push your breast cancer risk higher than you ever imagined?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, here with co-host Alara Sky, and today we're unpacking new research that links prolonged sitting in obese women with a striking rise in breast cancer risk.
A new study of 9,706 obese women found that sitting more than 4 hours a day without adding movement raised breast cancer odds by as much as 2.56 times, compared with women who sat less than 4 hours. What startled researchers even more was the fix. 10 brisk minutes of walking a week, yes, per week, wiped out the excess risk entirely, no matter whether those women sat 4, 6, or even 8 hours each day.
The investigators divided the participants into 4 sitting brackets, under 4 hours, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and over 8. Only the inactive group showed the steep climb in cancer prevalence. Once weekly movement was present, the curve flattened. Postmenopausal women, anyone over 60, and those carrying a BMI above 35 faced the sharpest rise when they stayed sedentary. Their hormonal profile and visceral fat make prolonged sitting especially hazardous.
Socioeconomic forces mattered too. Women with lower household income saw the most dramatic jump, likely because limited resources restrict opportunities for active routines and reinforce long stretches of seated work. Higher education didn't shield anyone. Office-bound professional roles often mean long hours in front of screens, and in this study that translated to elevated risk whenever weekly movement was missing.
Alcohol added fuel. Each additional 10 grams of alcohol a day, roughly 1 small drink, nudged breast cancer prevalence up 7%. Evening beverages often pair with couch time, compounding the problem. Why does 8 brief walks a month flip the danger? The answer starts with visceral fat. That deep abdominal fat pumps out estrogen, a hormone that fuels many breast tumor cells. Movement trims visceral fat and reins in estrogen production.
Brisk walking also improves insulin sensitivity. Lower insulin calms chronic inflammation, removing a growth-friendly environment that cancer cells exploit. Your innate immune defense gets sharper too. Even light exercise rallies natural killer cells, the body's surveillance troops, so they recognize and destroy abnormal cells before those cells organize into tumors.
Clinical data in newly diagnosed patients echo the point. A single 30-minute cycling session boosted total leukocytes and nearly tripled natural killer cell counts, demonstrating that motion can deliver an instant immune lift. Another trial followed women through chemotherapy. Those assigned home-based walking and foundational nutrition achieved a pathologic complete response in 53% of cases, versus 28% for usual care, proof that modest activity makes therapy more effective.
Long-term mortality curves favor steady movement over exhaustion. Tracking step counts shows every extra 1,000 daily steps trims death risk by up to 15%, while consistent walking outperforms vigorous exercise twofold for overall survival. At the cellular level, walking encourages fresh mitochondria and restores existing ones. Better mitochondrial function bolsters energy in every tissue, especially those under oxidative stress.
If squeezing in exercise feels impossible, consider the threshold revealed here: 10 uninterrupted minutes of moderate activity once a week. That's little more than a stroll around the block before dinner on Sunday. Of course, adding more motion multiplies protection. Each extra session further trims visceral fat, smooths insulin spikes, and fine-tunes immune vigilance. Yet the foundational benefit arrives with the first 10-minute slot.
Diet amplifies the strategy. Avoid seed oil-laden processed foods packed with linoleic acid. That fat stokes the same inflammation cycle that sitting does. Opt for butter, ghee, or tallow from grass-fed sources instead. Moderate overall fat to roughly 30% of daily calories, and let carbohydrates come largely from ripe fruit, cooked root vegetables, white rice, and fermented grains like sourdough. These choices fuel cells without pushing oxidative stress.
Watch the plastics and personal care products that leach endocrine disruptors. Those chemicals impersonate estrogen, nudging risk in the same direction as visceral fat, prolonged sitting, and excess alcohol. Every glass of wine counts, so if quitting alcohol outright feels daunting, begin by substituting sparkling water with fresh fruit slices and pair that swap with a short evening walk.
The key message is empowerment. Even if you live with obesity and a desk-bound job, your first shield is absurdly simple. Stand up and move with intent for 10 continuous minutes each week. Your challenge today is to schedule 3 brisk 4-minute walks, one mid-morning, one after lunch, and one before dinner, every day for the next month, and keep a tally of how long you remain seated at any one stretch.
Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.